You need to heavy. Start heavy.
Oh, it's just out?
down so they fight.
Oh.
Always picking your head.
200.
This is TK, a professional player with over 100,000 earned, and over this weekend he was able to add another $100 to that already impressive total. But how did he do it? With the 20 bomb in the solo cash cup finals. In this video there are 4 fights I want you to learn from, starting with TK fighting for his cash. Going into our first fight, TK tries to surprise this player by crouch walking and going for a wall replace. But since his opponent is boxed up in full metal, this doesn't really work out. He quickly notices this and decides to place a ramp to block the other player's vision and continues to apply pressure. This forces his opponent into reboxing to his left, which gives TK a natural right hand peek, which he combines with that ramp added from earlier to win this trade. Remember, this is a cash cup finals where eliminations are worth 0 points, so he doesn't chase his kill and instead he plays just for the cash. However, the other player is emotional and decides he wants to come back and fight for the cash loot. This fight drags on without anyone being able to get any damage until TK makes this play. He notices his fight isn't going anywhere with him just dry peeking a wall and trading piece control, so he swaps his angles in an attempt to catch his opponent off guard. His original play doesn't go as planned, but pay attention to what he does next. TK sees his opponent about to swap boxes and go for a play, so he makes a peanut butter edit to sit behind, but his opponent makes a peanut butter of its own, and the issue with this is a 50-50. If TK peeks this, more than likely his opponent will shoot first and he'll lose the trade. So instead, he resets his wall and uses the cone in his box to peek over the top of the wall instead, catching his opponent completely off guard, and he's able to finish up the kill pretty quickly with some AR shots. Which brings us into our next topic. TK is extremely good at making his opponent uncomfortable. One way he does this is by applying pressure with his guns instead of his pickaxe. You should only be applying pressure with your pickaxe if you're up a lot of damage, or if there are layers between you and your opponent where you're not vulnerable to an instant edit. He applies this perfectly here, where he opens his fight by spraying this player's wall from a safe distance. By the time he makes it to the wall, it's weak enough for him to go for a shotgun replace, but unfortunately he doesn't get the wall. However, instead of instantly closing the wall and repositioning, TK waits here for a pre-fire and he ends up hitting for 100. Now he applies the tips I mentioned earlier by spraying to make his opponent uncomfortable and stop their healing. He also takes any opportunity he gets to force a build into his opponent's box, trying to make them rebox or getting them to make a mistake. Eventually, our boy Twitch Zolex does make a mistake trying to take a 50-50. They end up trading evenly, and we see our first mistake out of TK by not letting his slurp juice heal him enough, getting a little too aggressive and not blocking his angles, which almost got him killed. There's a bit of server lag, but TK ends up getting a wall and waiting for his opponent to get impatient, and he finishes up the kill pretty easily. Patience is a really big part of his playstyle. You always see him wait for his opponent to make a mistake and try to force a mistake out of his opponent instead of rushing into a fight trying to end it quickly and making the mistake himself. Now we're into the fun part of the game. TK picks up a kill on Justin Bieber. Wow, how many times do you get a chance to use that sentence? Anyways, he ends up getting himself the heisted Breacher shotgun. For those of you who don't know, the Breacher is a heavy shotgun, but it one-shots fully built metal and does 185 to the head, so this thing is pretty broken. It's very easy to get overwhelmed by the power of this gun and decide to just run in the box, but TK takes a smarter approach to this fight, where he's able to land a massive AR beam going into the fight, and notices his opponent is only connected by 2 builds, so he quickly chops him out with the Breacher shotgun. And remember, Cash Cup Finals are the top 7,500 players in your region, meaning a lot of them are not good, and this player is clearly panicking. TK uses this to drop down on his wall, instantly replace it with the Breacher, slide the cone in, and fully wait behind his window edit until his shotgun delay goes away, switches to his Havoc, and gets a clean 1 pump. This last fight just perfectly combines all the other things we talked about in this video. TK opens up this fight by breaking down the gas station with the Breacher shotgun and using it to claim double edits. Just like the last fight, every time he breaks a wall with the Breacher shotgun, he looks to slide a cone into the box. Then he uses his movement to give himself some extra time to take a good right hand peek while he switches shotguns. He does this move a few times and it doesn't amount to much, but this time he's able to put his opponent inside of a cone, and what he does next is the best play he could possibly make. He takes his time, places a cone down, and makes sure he fully hides behind it so he can't be seen. Then he simply wins the trade and phases through the ramp with his AR for yet another easy elimination. If you made it this far, make sure to like the video, subscribe for more, and watch the video on screen for more information.
That was you, Sir Dion? That just blobbed me? You were a blobinator? You're a fucking dingus, bruh.